Oh, hey.
Hi.
Good evening. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So my name is Elle. I know my username is Lula O, but my name is Elle. Will you introduce yourself for us?
I'm Jamie. My name is the Psycho Stitch that my husband gave me.
I love
But I
it. Nice to meet you, Jamie.
do.
So we are just gonna crochet and chill, listen to some aesthetic vibe music. We are gonna crochet for an hour. We do want you guys to engage with us, of course. So ask any questions, that kind of thing. Are you working on anything over there?
I am working on a baby blanket right now.
Ooh,
I
nice.
just started right now.
Beautiful. So like purple and white and green, I think.
It's like a brown, kind of like a tan. Can you guys
Oh,
see?
okay.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
It's really,
Nice.
I love the colors.
Is it like the Bernat blanket?
Yes, it's that velvet, that baby velvet. Oh, it's so soft. I want like a
I
giant
love
one
it.
for me.
I love that. I
What do
love
you work?
it. I okay, so yesterday I was working on pastels, but I got kind of bored with them. So I
Yeah.
changed lanes into this crazy papaya color.
I love those. I'm all about vibrant colors. Like, I love it. I love
I
it.
don't know, the pastels I just felt like I needed something more.
Yeah, same way too.
Needed more. Yeah, so I'm working on those. I think I'm going to turn them into a cardigan.
Oh, I've been wanting to do like a cardigan, but it's so intimidating to me. Like, I just don't
Yeah,
even know where to.
I think you know what, because wearables are can be difficult, the sizing and that kind of thing.
That's what I'm worried about. Yeah.
I have definitely made things that are like way too big and like way too small. There's a learning curve there, definitely.
Yeah. This I'm afraid of is just the the length and the width and getting it right. And then I get super frustrated. So then I just frog everything and I start over.
I definitely understand that. Let's see. Anika says, I want to make my son a blanket, but he hates blankets, so there's no point now. Love it. But no, make it
I
now so he can enjoy it when he gets older. You know how
Yeah,
kids are.
that's my I made them blankets and they cuddle with them and then they kick them off all night long. So I'm like, yeah, they use them a little bit.
There's some love happening there.
Yeah.
Love it. I haven't made my baby a blanket and I feel neglectful now. So now I feel like I'm motivated to make one.
I'll there. I'm like, I made them when I first started out. I'm like, okay, so this is what I need to do on the next one.
Yep. I haven't made a like baby blanket or Afghan in a long time, so I think I'd enjoy it. I know we were talking about that yarn and the way it sheds and washes.
Yeah.
Has
I,
anybody put that Bernat blanket in the washing machine or anything like that? Because I'm fearful. I don't want to make it and then destroy it with one wash. You know?
that's what I'm like terrified of is when I finally wash it. I'm like,
Yeah,
ugh, did I waste all that time and money?
exactly. Because that yarn is not cheap.
No, it wasn't. But my daughter, she's 12, and she was just like, Mom, please, this is beautiful. And I was like,
It
oh,
was the blue is like a blue jewel tone, like a sapphire blue color.
it's really, really pretty. Really
It's
pretty.
gorgeous.
Thank
So like
you.
my crochet item of choice is headwear. What do you say you crochet the most of?
Blankets.
Yeah. That's your go-to.
I I've actually done a cat bucket hat with a matching bucket hat for my niece's friend. They're in college. They're like, can you?
Nice.
It was fun. I enjoyed it. But yeah, I
Love
do a lot
them.
of blankets. That's my big seller right there.
What stitch do you prefer when you do the blankets?
It depends on the yarn that I'm using. Like with this, since it's a thicker yarn, I feel like a
Oh,
crochet just because you could see it a little bit better.
yeah.
That's just me. It just depends on the size of the yarn, honestly.
Now, do you make some blankets in like super, super chunky yarn too?
Yeah, and I finger knit it actually. Those are the
Oh,
ones that I sell the most of. So I enjoy
really?
making them. Yeah.
And they work up really fast, right? Because the yarn is so
Yeah.
chunky.
Yes. Yes.
So it's
Super,
almost
super
like
fast.
it's really smart to make them because you can make it fast and it's your bestseller.
That's exactly what.
Oh, see, I don't sell blankets, but now my mind is like, dude.
Yeah, because
Wow.
it's hard because I have kids. But I mean, if I like don't have the kids, no interruptions, I could be done in like 3 hours, depending on the size of it. Yeah.
I mean, for a blanket, that's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all. I was going to say, hey, wave to everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. We always want to know what you guys are making too, so please share. Sharing is caring.
Yeah.
I get the most inspiration from y'all.
I'm the same way, and I get just like stuck, and I don't want to get that pigeonholed, like stuck into just making blankets. So I like to do a little different things here and there just to spice it up a bit.
Yeah, I definitely try to do the same. I've been kind of stuck in headwear for a while, but I feel myself slowly phasing out into cardigans.
I love your hats and the colors, like they're great.
Thank you. And that's why I'm making this cardigan, because I really like to pair a hat with a cardigan like together. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
super cute. Yes.
It'd be a
I love
whole ensemble. So that's what I'm doing. And I had some of this left over. This is the papaya pooling. This is a red heart yarn. I got it from Walmart.
Oh, really? I haven't bought any yarn from Walmart yet, but I have used that brand before. I think they sell it at Hobby Lobby too, which I know that's a whole other discussion.
Red flag word. Hobby Lobby. Hey, welcome in. Oh, we won't get into Hobby Lobby tonight. But I did go to Joann's today. I went out there in the rain because I couldn't help myself. And I bought a Tunisian crochet hook. Have you ever tried Tunisian crochet?
Oh, I wanted to. I've been watching videos, but I have not yet. I'm very interested in it though.
Me too. I was like, I'm going to start watching some YouTube videos about it here soon because I want to see what I can do with that thing. Like, I've never even imagined using a hook like that before.
Yeah, me neither.
And it wasn't until recently that I knew like Tunisian crochet was a thing. Like, you know, it wasn't until I got to this age that I actually even knew that it was a different style of crochet.
Yeah, I didn't know either. But I feel like there's just so much to learn when it comes to crocheting. Like it's a lot. It can be super intimidating when you first start.
You're right. But I kind of just like to go wherever like the creativity takes me. Like if I'm working on something, like I was working on the pastel squares, and I love them, but I just feel like, okay, if I'm not excited about it, I'm just gonna put it down. You know what I'm saying? Because I really won't do the job, and I'll like slack, and I won't really do it.
I lose interest super, super fast on stuff, and I'm very like, okay, I just want to get it done. This is taking too long. Come on, come on, come on.
That's why I love hats.
Yeah, it was super
hats done quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, if something takes me more than 2 weeks, I'm already like, I'm done with it. Like this sweater, apparently I need to make 51 squares, but you know what? I have the central knitting machine collecting dust in my laundry room right now. And I think I may use the central knitting machine, the panel setting, to make the sleeves and just kind of, you know what I'm saying? Crank them out.
But I'm very like, is that considered cheating? Like, am I cheating if I do it? Because I'm not hand doing it.
That's what me and somebody else were talking about. It doesn't feel like it's handmade anymore because now you're using a machine.
That's I thought. I'm like, can I still say it's handmade?
Look, handmade with assistance.
Exactly.
Because I want to use it. I feel guilty. I spent money on it, and I like literally crocheted one tube, and I was like, oh, cool. And like that was it. But because I felt like I was cheating, or you know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I was cutting a corner. It didn't feel authentic to me.
That's exactly why I haven't purchased one yet, because I'm like, I don't know if this is cheating.
But I definitely want to put it to use, and I hate making sleeves. I like, why are there two of them? We have two arms.
Yeah, I got it. Maybe I
So
will,
in
but
a lot of times it's funny. One sleeve will be like longer, the other sleeve will be a little bit shorter, one will be wider. So yeah, when it comes to wearables, it can be very challenging, needless to say.
wow, that's where I hesitate on it.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm enjoying the challenge, needless to say. I'm definitely having fun with it. This orange yarn, actually, this is Hobby Lobby yarn. This is, I love this yarn. I bought it to go with the cardigan, but I didn't need it. She didn't want the orange after I purchased it. And I was like, this would go great with the papaya pooling, you know? And it's
Yeah,
not quite on, but I like that it's a little bit off. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
off. Yeah, it complements each other very, very well. I like it a lot.
Yeah. And I actually, I don't think I brought it over here. I have a cotton, the peaches and cream cotton and mint, because if you look at the square in the greens, it's a lot of minty, like here.
Oh yeah.
It's a minty kind of green. So I think with the mint green, I'll do the ribbing in
Oh
a
yeah.
cotton. Since the yarn is acrylic and it'll just give it a different texture and a little more interest, you know?
I love mint color. It's so pretty, vibrant, and boy or girl, like I love it so much.
I do too. I'm such a big fan of green. Absolutely. And I've been wanting to use that cotton yarn again because I did a pattern test for a girl and I made a cotton bag with that yarn, but it was like happy faces all in the bag. And I had
Oh,
a lot of mint left. And I'm like, I want to use this papaya pooling. It has the mint in there. How can I pull these together? So it was almost like they fell together beautifully because I didn't buy these yarns to go together. They're leftover pieces from other projects and they just happen to go together well. You know what I'm saying?
that's what happens when you're like, I didn't even know these would go together. This is why I buy so much yarn. See, there's a reason.
And not, I don't feel like I'm wasting it. And it almost is like I bought them to go together. So, you know, I was so full of joy today when I started destashing my collection. I was like, this goes with this and that goes with that.
Wait, I forgot I had this yarn. This will go perfect with this.
I
Yeah.
love that. Highlight of my day. She said, woohoo, Hobby Lobby, don't attack me, y'all. Working on my Ruana with you guys. I don't know what that is. What is a Ruana? Teach me, tell me.
I'm not sure what that is either. There's a lot I don't know though. I'm still learning everything.
I am definitely a beginner by far.
Yeah.
For a long time, all I made were like granny square Afghans.
Yeah, I just started with the chunky blankets. I like I told my husband, I was like, I'm tired of just aside from the kids, being on my phone all evening and watching TV. I was just like, ugh, I need to like do something, be somewhat productive, and
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Because for I used to just play a lot of video games, to be honest with you. And I was like, I gotta stop playing video games. Like this can't be the only thing that I do, you know?
yeah.
And I was like, what can I do with my hands? What do I enjoy? And it was gonna be, I used to paint a lot, but I have a 1-year-old running around here.
Yeah, that's
And
hard.
paint and a baby are not gonna go together.
No way.
And I love that I can get yarn for such a good price. You know, if I want to be cheap, I can get some cheap yarn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's an economical hobby.
I went the dollar store and they had yarn in there. And I was like, they sell yarn at the dollar store?
Yes,
What?
girl. I've been seeing. Did you get cotton yarn?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
what I've seen. People been buying like browns and whites and tans from the dollar store. I'm like, I need to go in there. Like a cardigan, but without the seams. Oh, nice. Hi, Crochet with Maddie. Hey, y'all. Welcome in. Let us know what you're working on. See, I'm trying to learn, and I love this community because everybody's so willing to teach each other, and pretty much positive for the most part. So I just love learning from other people. It's beautiful.
I'm the same way. I love scrolling and seeing all the different things that people make. Like it blows my mind. I'm just like, I didn't even think you can make that with yarn.
Yes, it's phenomenal. It really is. What size hook do you use for the burnout blanket?
I'm using a 5.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. I was gonna do an 8, but I wanted it just kind of a little bit tighter. I
Yeah.
didn't want it loose.
My mom got me yarn from Dollar Tree, and I was very surprised with the quality. Very soft. Nice. Very nice. Welcome, y'all.
I got some just to try it out, and I was like, this is surprisingly very soft.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make my way out there. I hate to admit it, but I am in a craft store. If not every day, every other day. I make excuses to go to Walmart because they have yarn there.
Yeah.
My boyfriend's like, "Will you get something from Publix?" And I'm like, "Okay." But I'm like, "I'm going to Walmart." He's like, "Why are you going to Walmart?" I was like, "Because they have yarn there."
I do a lot. Order a lot of my yarn online because I just look who has the best deal that week, honestly. But my orders have been just taking forever. Like I had stuff that was supposed to be delivered Saturday and it's not coming until today and it's still not here. So I'm like, that's not when
Who are you ordering from, if I may ask?
I do Hobby Lobby and I do Michael's too.
We're gonna start calling Hobby Lobby Voldemort. He who shall not be named. Hey, Nick Crochet 6, welcome in.
Hi. Yeah.
I like to do the same thing, look and see who has the best deal. But a lot of times on Michael's and Joann's, if you order it online, you get like a 20% off discount and just go pick it up.
Yeah, you could drive or because I get a lot of coupons too. You know, you spend so much, you get rewards.
The vouchers, yep.
Yeah, so sometimes if I'm being super lazy, I'm like, oh, well, I have a $10 voucher. There's a $10 delivery fee and just get it that same day. That's how I justify it. I'm like, well, I'm not really paying for it.
I love it. I earned that delivery.
Yeah, exactly.
So smart. Yeah, whenever I get that voucher for Michael's, I'm always like, I feel like I'm on top of the world because I'm like, I'm gonna go to this Michael's and leave with this, and I didn't technically pay for it, so it makes me feel like I stole something.
I feel too. I had like $25 worth, and got so much yarn, and I was like, oh my god, I only paid $5 for all this yarn. I was so
trying to hurry up and leave so they don't change their minds. Like, did y'all make a mistake? Something doesn't seem right, but I'm gonna hurry up and leave.
Together at the same time. Like, I think I told my whole family, I'm like, guess how much I got this yarn for?
They're probably all looking at you like, okay, girl.
I have no idea. And I'm like, it's like $5 for all this. And they're like, is that good? Like, we don't
exactly. If you're happy, I'm happy. Look, that's how they're looking at you like, okay, if you happy, I'm happy. That's how my family is. Oh gosh, I love it. So funny. But yeah, I definitely don't pay regular retail price for anything. I always figure out, because if one place doesn't have it on sale, the next place probably has it on sale. So I always advise everybody, do not pay regular retail price. You're cheating yourself.
That's how I am too. That's why I jump around. Just whoever has a sale that week, that's who I buy from.
Exactly. I feel the same. I'm not discriminatory in that way. But I haven't used any hobby yarns yet. So I think they're on my hit list next.
I just ordered some. I broke down, finally did. I haven't received it yet, but I'm super excited because it seems like really good deals. So hopefully the quality of it is good.
Nice. Will you please let me know? Because I would definitely want to, did you get the cotton yarn? Because I know they have like the rainbow pack cotton. What kind of yarn did you get?
Honestly, I got so many different ones. I don't even know. I was like, oh, this is on sale? On sale? Let me just try them all. And I figured just like smorgasbord of different ones, and that way I could try them out and see which one I like, and then order more, because I may not like it at all. So that's why I was like, I don't want to get a bunch of the same one. Like,
Crochet Queen says hobby is amazing. Woo, that makes me feel happy.
I feel better about my person now.
I know, right? Now I feel like I'm gonna have to, like, after I get off this live, I'm gonna be like on Hobby Yarn, taking screenshots of what I want.
Huge variety. Crazy.
Really?
Yeah, they have a lot of different types of yarn. Like, I was kind of overwhelmed. I didn't place an order for a while because I was just like, I don't even know what to order. Like, there's so many different types of yarn. And then I was like, just get a couple of each.
I love that. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely enthused. They will be getting my business next.
Yeah.
I love it. But I think I need to do a de-stash. Just the simple fact that I found all these different yarns that go together, and I didn't have to buy anything to make this whole, I probably need to buy some more of this to make this cardigan. I'm like, what else do I have hiding up there for myself that I can whip up together without going to buy something else? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm definitely motivated to do that.
Go through everything. Yeah. I'm thinking of like combining colors to make blankets, just to, because I started doing dog blankets too, and the one that I made I sold, and then I'm like, well, what if I just do like random dog color blankets, you know what I mean, with leftover yarn, and
Yeah.
see
Smart.
how.
Because pet parents are very serious about their pets. They love handmade stuff for their pets.
I was surprised at how quick that first one went. I was like, oh, I didn't even know
It's a good demographic to tap into. Absolutely. Like, even people who make like dog sweaters and vests and things like that.
I was doing dog scarves for a while.
So cute. Let's see. Crochet Queen says, I have gotten a few different types from them and not one has been disappointing. Just make sure you check the weight, especially for the cotton. That's what somebody was telling me yesterday, that they bought the cotton and it was like they came like this big. Like they were like mini skeins and they didn't realize how small they were when they purchased them.
I would be so mad. I'd be like, what is this? Why are you?
She said she only paid like $1, and she thought she was just getting a really good deal, but then when she got it, it's like, when you buy something from Wish, yeah. It's like for a doll instead of for a person.
Yep.
That's where my mind went. So after that, I was like, oh, no, I want to buy from Hobby Yarns. So I'm glad I had this conversation to follow it up.
I'll send a picture of when I get everything so you can see size.
Yes, please and thank you. I'm trying to widen my horizon when it comes to fibers, for sure. Yeah. Because there's so many other places out there that's not just Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, and Walmart,
Yeah. No, definitely. And that's what my sister was always just like, why are you shopping at Michael's and they're so expensive? And I'm like, but I get coupons.
That's how it makes sense of it in my own head too. I'm using a cute, it's 20% off.
Yeah. Like, look at all this yarn I got.
Look, if it was not 20% off or on sale, I'm like, okay, this yarn is cute, y'all. But we can go somewhere else.
Buy anything if it's not on sale, especially like clothing or anything like that. Like, I can't remember the last time I paid full price for anything.
No, gone are the days where I'll do that. Now, if I have to, there's some things you walk in the store and you have to have it, but that hasn't happened to me in so long. I like sneakers a lot, so every once in a while I'll walk into a store and I'm like, I just have to have them. Like, yeah. I don't really, I'll stand there, I'll go on eBay. This is how thorough I am. I'll go on eBay, I'll go look at, like freshkicks.com, like make sure there's not somewhere else I can find it from. I'll walk around the whole mall, I'll look at other stores, and then, and only then, will I feel comfortable. And then even before I get to the store, I'm still looking for coupons. Like, there's got to be a Kids Foot Locker coupon out there somewhere looking for me.
You're like, wait a second, I got to pay full price? I'm the same way.
No way. I had crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's before I gave them all my money, honey. Oh Lord. Kika's Crafty Corner says, look at y'all crocheting away. Thank you. Hey y'all, welcome in. I am making a bunch of squares for a would-be cardigan one day soon. I also have a bunch of cotton appliques, like this heart.
Super cute. That would
Yeah,
be.
I'm thinking about that because I want the stitching to be off-white. Because I have a bucket hat that's this color, and it has stripes of off-white. So I'm like, maybe I can put some off-white hearts on it. And maybe not if hearts, I also have some roses.
That
So I
would
don't
be
know.
so cute.
I kind of want something 3D, like popping off the sweater. You know what I'm saying?
The hearts looked really, really cute because it's super bright and have that neutral tone. I feel like it kind of tied it all in together.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I'll attach some and see how it goes. And it's cotton. I just love the juxtaposition of like using two different textures together.
Yep.
That's why I want to use mohair so bad, because I love the halo fuzzy effect from the mohair.
I just feel like because I'm super clumsy, so I'm like, I feel like I would snag it. Like if I made anything for myself, like I would just snag it super, super easily.
I love it. I think it just looks so romantic.
Very, very. It looks very delicate, romantic. It's very beautiful.
I don't know. Have you ever used like anything else different, like alpaca or? I
No, but
have. Go
wanting
ahead.
to. No,
Yeah.
I've been with my husband. I'm like, because I was looking at yarn and I was like, they have alpaca yarn. He's like, do it, get it. Like he doesn't know about the other orders coming in though. So I was like,
I like your husband already. Do it, get it.
he bought me yarn for God. Was it for Christmas? He bought me yarn and I was like, oh my God, that's
He's
why
your
I've
person.
been around all these years.
He's your person. I love that. That's so sweet. It warms my heart when I hear those stories. I haven't, well, I just started crocheting again, like last September-ish. So as my yarn stash grows, my boyfriend is just finding yarn in places yarn has never been before.
Oh, I hide it.
No, as I'm hiding it.
Don't look on my side of the closet. None of your business. What's over there? You got your side.
I have an end table on the other side of the couch that you can't see unless you're just like over there. And on the bottom of the end table are two diaper boxes full of yarn. And I'm like, he won't come over because this is like where I sit. He has his own chair over there. So he won't come over here. And like, he went over here to do something and he was like, or get the charger. And he was like, where you get all this yarn from? Like, when did you get this yarn? And I'm like,
I got it. I got it a long ago.
I'm like, no, you know what I always say? I got it on sale. I got it on sale. The sale was good.
Thanks for it. It doesn't count.
I try to crochet and donate blankets too when I'm bored or I have a lot of scraps and I want to get rid of them. There's an organization where you can donate blankets to at Joann's. I might post about it because I was talking about this last night. And so I always tell him like, but this one is going to a good home. Like I'm not keeping it because his other gripe is you have like 15, 20 hats in here. Like how many hats do you need? You only have one head. So we have this ongoing joke where I'm going to grow a second head for my hats. I'm like, the other head is going to grow in soon. Don't worry.
It's coming. Worry. It takes time.
So whenever I get a pimple, I'm like, it's just my second head. Like, it's trying to come in.
Told you it was coming. Yeah, I've been about that too. Like, especially with kind of venturing into dog blankets. And then if I use like my old, like scrap yarn where you don't have quite enough to really make anything with it, if I combine it and everything, I'm like, well, we have a lot of dog shelters here in our town. So I was like, maybe doing that. And then I was thinking baby hats to take to the hospital, to Valley Children's. And I was like, oh, I could do that too. And then I was thinking, well, once I start getting more sales, maybe doing like 10% of whatever my profit is just going to go straight to yarn for that to make and then donate. But that's something I really, really like. I want to get into.
You know what I found with scrap projects? I often don't mean for them to turn out good, but like to me, having a bunch of different colors and you know what I'm saying, coming in, it just makes it gives it so much character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
Sorry. I love them. Every time I make a scrap anything, it's like my favorite and I don't want to give it away.
Well, what I stopped doing is do a lot of the amigurumis items. So instead of wasting money on stuffing all the time, I'll use a lot of my scrap yarn. I have my kids chop it up like really fine. They love it. And then I just use that as like a stuffing.
Nice. I wouldn't have thought to do that.
Just because I hate being wasteful. I try.
I'm the same way. I'll have like this much scrap yarn left, and I have like a jar in there. I'll keep like I eat a lot of jalapenos, so I keep the jalapeno jars, and I put all of the scraps in them. So the scraps smell like jalapenos, but there's perfectly good scraps.
It's got Ziploc like freezer baggies. I just like throw all my scraps like in there, especially because like I said, my kids like see scrap yarn and they're like, "Can I cut this up?" And I'm like, "Are you gonna pick it up?"
That's funny. Yeah, I often find my scrap pieces of yarn in places I did not leave them because I have a 1-year-old, so I might find random scraps of yarn in the tub. I'm like, where did this yarn come from? Why is it in the bathtub? He's at a phase now where he puts everything in the bathtub. So sometimes I'll go in there and there's like a pot holder in the bathtub.
That's his hiding spot.
So what I've been doing now is I leave a diaper box out because he likes to put stuff inside of things, obviously. I think right now in that diaper box are my boyfriend's sweatpants and like some blocks.
Hey,
and then maybe like a spatula from the kitchen.
Oh yeah, when mine were little too, they used to love getting the spatulas and all those things and hiding them, and then I'd be cooking. Oh, I don't do a lot of cooking, honestly. My husband does, but he's like, where's everything at? And I'm like, let's look around the house.
I was tired of finding the bathtub. I was like, I can't do spatulas in the bathtub. Like those kitchen and bathroom got to be separate.
Six doesn't go together. Got to draw a line somewhere.
Exactly. But everything is a toy. Like anything that he shows interest in, I let him play with it.
Yeah. Yeah, my kids think everything is theirs. Everything is theirs. Not yours anymore.
So true.
And it never ends. Never ends.
I have a lot to look forward to, I'm sure. But I enjoyed the part now where he can't tell me that he wants me to buy him a toy at the store. So I'm really trying to revel in it because we don't have a lot of toys in this house.
Oh God,
that's changed. That's gonna change soon.
It's disgusting how many toys we have in this house. And then my family and my husband's family, like they're constantly buying the kids stuff, and I'm like, literally, like we have no room. Like this house is just full of their crap now at this point.
My parents used to do a thing with us where if we wanted something new, we had to donate something old. So it was never more than a certain amount of, it was like a balance. You know what I'm saying? And we had to make a decision. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you want that, okay, but you have to get rid of something else to somebody who's in need. So I think that was a really good practice that they put, in for us.
That's a really, really good idea.
Yeah. So we were often at Goodwill just donating things because we wanted something new. And we got used to that. And now, anytime I get rid of something, I always, go to Goodwill or, a thrift store. And I don't throw a lot of stuff away.
That's really good. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. And now, and I remember being in high school and like, we were talking about this last night, going to the thrift store was like it was frowned upon. And now if you don't buy from thrift stores, people are looking at you sideways. So I just love how the shift in the fashion world has happened. You know what I'm saying?
See, I like that too. And my sister and I, we would thrift store a lot, but now because it's like cool, the end thing, I feel like the prices are so crazy now. And I'm like, I might as well go to Target and I could get it brand new at this point for that price.
It's not what it was. Yeah, because it's a trend right now.
Yes.
You almost have to go to like backwoods, you know what I'm saying? You kind of have to go around and find different places. I haven't done a lot of looking where I am now, but from what I understand from other people I've talked to in the area, Goodwill is not where you want to go. You want to go to like the mom and pops thrift stores kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't been thrifting in a while. I try not to consume if I can help it, but if I do, then I will definitely go to a thrift store.
Yeah.
Because you find gems in there. There's stuff with tags on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, see,
I found a homecoming dress at a Goodwill, you know,
Really?
that I wore my sophomore year in high school. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, man. I am never opposed to going to a thrift store.
It's just hard now with 3 kids to find the time to go to the thrift store, and kind of like, you got to take the time to like dig around and like find those things.
You're right. It's definitely an adventure.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Now I'm just excited I got this hour to do this. I'm like, this is the most crocheting I've done within an hour in a long time.
I'm like looking at my son like, go to sleep. It's bedtime. I know how to time him just right. Thank God.
Yeah, you put him down fast. Message and you're like, I'm putting him down, and I was like, oh, like we're gonna be a while. And then you were like, I'm ready, and I was like, oh my, I wish my kids went down that.
I do not play with him, okay? And I literally run him in circles. Like, literally, we run around in circles in here. Like, that's not a joke. Like, people are like, oh, you play a lot. I'm like, no. We do laps around the, what is that thing, the island. And we dance all day. If I want him to go to sleep in an hour, oh, we about to have a dance party, baby. Let's dance. And my son is just swaying back and forth, smiling. And I'm like, uh-huh. Go ahead. Get that exercise in, baby. Go ahead. Little does he know, I'm setting him up. I love it. Hey, y'all. Welcome in.
Yeah, my son, we could be outside all day long and come in, and he's just like, all right, what are we doing next? When are we going back out? And I'm like, bro, how are you still standing?
What age is that?
He's 6.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm counting my days. I know. My time's running out. He even takes a nap in the afternoon some days, like for 2 hours. So I even get like a little block of time in the afternoon sometimes.
Good.
But I bet that nap is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So I think probably as he transitions into 2 years old, he may phase out of doing that middle of the day nap thing. You know what I'm saying?
He's definitely going to fight it.
Yeah. Ari's asking what we're working on. So I'm making some granny squares out of just a bunch of different oranges and multicolored yarn.
I'm working on a baby blanket.
You're whipping it up quick, though.
It's pretty thick. So soft. I'm telling you, I just want a giant one for myself.
I made a scrunchie with like bunny ears with that burnout blanket.
Oh, I've been
just
wanting
to wear it on my wrist and touch it.
It is like ridiculously soft. I love it.
I love that yarn. Now, is there like a price point? Like if you see a yarn that's more than this much money a skein, you're not going to touch it?
Well, that velvet yarn that I got, it took everything in me to buy it because it was so expensive. And I was just like looking at my daughter. I'm like, are you sure this is the one you want? You want this one over here? It's like $5 cheaper.
What is it, like $12.99? How much is it?
I think it was $12.99 or $11.99.
I was about to say $11.99, I think.
Ooh, that one was hard to bite. I was like,
yeah.
All right.
I think the most expensive yarn that I bought to date was $11.99. It was that Yarn Inspirations Karen Ombre yarn. It was a lot of yarn, but it was $11.99 a skein. And I was like, man. I was looking at everything else. I was looking at the red heart options. I was looking at, because that's a lot of money to me. You can get a lot of yarn with that much money.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I love, and that's why I love Craft Smart yarn. Yeah,
Yes,
that.
that is the brand I am using. And it's a purple, white, and like a brownish kind of tan color.
Can I ask, where do you sell? Like, do you have a shop online?
Not yet. I'm actually in the process of working on that, but just on Instagram and word of mouth, just like friends, my husband's friends, and one of his buddies bought a blanket, one of my chunky blankets for him and his wife. And then he messaged me the other day. He's like, so my son took my wife's blanket. He's like, do you think we could get another one? And I was like, no problem. I got you.
Yeah, any more kids? I'm gonna go ahead and prepare and make some more for them too.
I was like, whose birthday's coming up for you?
Ari says mine was $10.56 per skein. Oh, for the Bernat? Yeah, so about $11.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good price point they got there, because it's hard for me to spend that much too, and that's why I haven't ventured into alpaca and mohair, because I'm like, I'm so frugal. I'm like, you know how much yarn I can buy with that? You know how much money I can buy? But I have to be more open-minded, so maybe Hobby Yarns will have a good sale, and I can indulge myself.
What's it? Is it respun and it's supposed to be like recycled yarn? That's the name of it. I think it's respun and it's recycled yarn. I've been wanting to try that one too. And I've been wanting to try, aside from the alpaca, the hemp yarn. I've been wanting to try. Have you tried it yet?
No. Is it comparable to cotton?
I think, from what I've read, I think so, but I haven't really like did a deep dive into like reading about it.
I've seen it, and I was like, that looks like cotton to me. Like if I had to compare it. So I'm gonna have to. They have that at Hobby as well.
Yes. Did they? Was it there? Or was it Hobby Lobby?
Voldemort land. Ari says all my friends are broke because we're teenagers. Oh, honey, we all gotta be broke as teenagers. It builds character. It makes you make decisions. Like you have to make a hard decision. You only have $6. Are you gonna spend it with this? And it makes you, honestly, when I was brokest, I was happiest, because it makes you make wiser decisions about how you spend your money and how you create, and you get more creative because you have less to work with. You know what I'm saying?
That's why we don't buy yarn unless it's on sale now as adults.
Exactly. And I often in my stories, if I'm at like Joann's or Michael's, because I'm somewhere every day, I'll take a picture and I'll like put it out in my story so all the world can know that there's a sale going on over here and they need to hurry to get over here. Like when Joann's had the big twist on sale for $2.60 a skein, and it's normally like upwards of $5 a skein, that's like half off. I was like, yeah. Snap a picture, send it out, because that's a huge deal. I bought a lot of yarn that day. You know, I can make sense $2 a skein. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
Cool.
I think that's why I like the cotton so much too, because you can get, a little skein of cotton for like $1 at Walmart, $1.40,
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
Too. Yeah, I remember when in high school when Wendy's, their junior bacon cheeseburgers, when they weren't 99 cents anymore. Like I remember me. Like,
that's right. We're the same age.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you understand. Like that was I worked at Arby's, but there was a Wendy's next door. This was a big deal.
No, you should have seen us in the parking lot. Like we were cussing up a storm. We were like, what the?
Minds were blown.
I was telling her, and I was telling her the story, and she's just like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "You don't understand. Like we were like, how are we gonna eat Like we
We
went
barely had $1.70, 77 cents. We barely had that dollar. What do you mean it's more than that?
it was $1.09. I remember because we'd be
It was
counting our
$1.07 for me in Georgia. Okay. I will never forget. Because we would scrounge for change to eat. Like that was our reality. You know, I'm not gonna front like I came from a golden spoon because I didn't. I was broke. But I was happy. You know what I'm saying?
My family, I mean, we were well off, but my dad was very like, you need to work for it. Like, you better have good grades. Like, I remember I remember when I turned 18, I did the whole like, I'm 18 now, I could come home when I want. My dad was like, oh, okay. He's like, come home whenever you want, whenever you wake up in the morning. He's like, I'm gonna have all the bills laid out for you, I'll let you know what portion is yours. And I was like, I will be home at 11.
Girl, stop. Because my dad told me, stay out however long you want. If you sneak out, don't come back here because the locks will be changed and you will not have a home to come back to. That's what I grew up with. And then I got kicked out the house at 17 years old, like a week before my birthday, because I wasn't a fine teenager. It's the truth. It's just the truth. Hey, y'all, welcome in. We're just crocheting and laughing about being teenagers.
To be young again.
I know, right? And it's so funny because I interact with so many crocheters, I don't realize that some of them are really young. And I'm like, oh, you were born in 2009? Like, that was yesterday. What are you talking about? But I love that. I love that it connects, you know, people from different generations, you know, the art.
Yes.
It's so nice. Because I do feel kind of disconnected from people that are like, you know, 20 years younger than me. I mean, that's just natural. But when you can come together with art, I think it's just amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, I know when we were talking, you were telling me that you're in the Pacific time zone. And I'll tell you, I sell most of my items to Californians.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Whenever I sell a hat, it's going to California. Bucket hats?
Yeah.
I had to resend one out today because it was too big. My hats are big because I like the drama of a big hat.
Yeah.
But she was complaining because it was too big. And I was like, okay, cool, no problem. But everybody's in California, which I think is amazing, you know?
Yeah. California, they're all about that handy
Bucket hat
items, and yeah, they'll pay for it. Definitely.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. They're not, and they don't even really argue with me about the price. They're like, okay, if that's how much you charge, you know? So I'm like, that's my demographic of people who's on the other side of the country. And it's harder for me to sell locally.
Do you use Etsy, or what do you use to sell?
I'm right now using Depop, but actually today I purchased my domain, and I purchased a Big Cartel shop space.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, it's just an online e-commerce kind of thing. I heard about it through Erin Rocco, you know, the crocheter YouTuber. She was talking about she uses Big Cartel, and it's only $9.99 a month versus like Shopify's $29.
I was looking at Shopify. I actually just got started looking at it and like filling stuff out, but I haven't finalized anything yet.
And I'm like the kind of seller where I've been fortunate. I've only been selling since the beginning of the year. I've been fortunate to sell 15 items now. Yeah, but I don't want to move to Etsy because I know their fees are going up. I don't want to spend $30 a month because some months I don't get any sales. And so I'm literally, you know what I'm saying, paying money for space and I'm not making any money. And so I was like, what is the in-between step? Like, what is I don't have to use Depop, but I'm not still putting out $30 a month kind of thing? Because that's $1 a day. And $1 a day adds up.
No, it definitely does.
And I did a little research. Apparently, on Big Cartel, you can sell for free up to 5 items. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, I figured, $9. If I hate it, then I can just move elsewhere since I already, spent the money on my domain. But
Right.
I definitely want to give it a whirl just to see how it goes, kind of thing.
Let me know how it goes.
Yeah. Thank you, thank you. I'm just trying to build this site out now, and I have to carve out the time to do some better product photos.
Hmm.
Because although I'm not really dissatisfied with my product photos, I feel like they could be better. And I was watching YouTube videos about what I can do to, make it so there's not so much shadow and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I love the whole experience, being a small business owner because you learn so much as you go.
Yeah.
I'm learning about product photography. I'm learning about building a website. Like I was a nurse before this. Like I would have never thought that I would be selling art on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like this was never anything in my wildest dreams that I ever think that, I'd be doing this. Not like I'm making a full-time living from it, but
Hey, it's something. Brings
this
in.
is a source of income. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's really nice. It's introducing me to new hobbies that I didn't think that I'd like because I'm learning so much about video editing and, what I'm saying, that kind of thing. So it's definitely challenging me to step outside of my comfort zone. And if nothing else, I'm just thankful that I've had the experience because I've learned so much through this experience.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I can take these skills and do so many other different things with them because I'm familiar now with how to video edit. I'm familiar now with, what I'm saying, editing audio and that kind of thing.
I used to be really, really good at it. In high school, I was in the video production academy and knew how to do everything. And now I just feel I'm like, I sit there looking at stuff and I'm like, I don't know how to edit this. And what? Like, I had to ask a friend, and then another friend was like, I will help you if you need it. And I was like, yes, I do.
I did video production in high school too. And so it's always been in the back of my head, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. But, I come from a family where you get good grades and you get you go to college, you get a good degree, you get a job that you can get, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I never really had the opportunity to explore that creative side. So now that I do have that kind of free time, and everything though is on YouTube. YouTube University graduate. Look, I am a junior of the YouTube University. I expect to graduate sometime next year.
Sophomore. I'm still learning.
I haven't chosen my major yet. But I absolutely love it. And just to watch them and support other creators on the platform on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's really amazing because there's so much, there's so many gems out there.
Mm-hmm.
If you just take the time. And I just love that about YouTube.
That's how I started with everything that I crochet. I'll watch one artist and then I'll watch another artist and then I'll do something and I'm like, okay, I don't really like that, so let me go watch another video and tweak that. And yeah,
it's so inspiring.
Yeah, I worked in construction, not in the field, but in the office. Project manager, and then I went to project assistant, which was a lateral move, but it was for a huge company.
Nice.
And it was just really, really hard. And then with the kids, and then my dad's health isn't the greatest. So I was like, okay, I need to just kind of take a step back. And it was like my dream job. I was like, I finally made it. Like, this is what I've worked so hard for, to work for this huge electrical contractor. And then I had to walk away from it. So it was soul crushing, but at least this, I'm like, okay, I'm doing something, a little bit of something.
That's how I feel too, because going from, I was working like 5 12-hour shifts a week. Like I was so burnt out. And I always told myself, when I get to a point in this career where I'm burnt out and I need to stop, I'll stop for my own mental health. And I think that it's important because I don't want to become that nurse that's nasty. Like we've all kind of had an experience with a healthcare provider, and they were clearly jaded. They were only here for the money. They didn't really want to be at this job. We've had that experience, and not even in the healthcare field, but in any job. You know, you've come across people in the customer service industry that clearly don't want to be there. And I don't want to give that kind of care to people in need if I'm feeling jaded, you know? And then having a baby during COVID, I can't mix hospital germs with house germs. And my baby was premature. He was in the hospital for 4 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't, there was no way, you know? So I had to take a step back and reevaluate what I was doing. And for a long time, I really didn't know what to do. I got a job, but I only work 1 day a week. I really just make a phone call and send an email. I don't do too much, which is a blessing, needless to say.
Yeah.
But I was like, I got to do something. I got to do something with my hands. That's not expensive. I'm not spending an arm and a leg to buy, you know, startup materials. You know, I can get a crochet hook for $2.99, and I can get a skein of yarn for $2.99, and I'm off to the races. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah.
So this was definitely something that helped my mental health, for sure. Because when you go from being so productive and making a certain kind of money to just not, just that's just not happening right now for you. It can be very hard. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and I think because I mean I was making good money, and then but also at the same time I'm fortunate to where we can financially, like, we're okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is
I'm very blessed for that too.
That's when the kids are like, can we get boba tonight? Like, can we order pizza? And I'm like, yeah, I sold the blanket. We can.
Nice. I love that. I love that. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a blessing. I'm not going to say I don't want to go back to, you know, healthcare, but I just kind of want to see what else I can do. Like, I don't want to limit myself to just one career, one thing for the rest of my life, because I'm not, you know, I'm too all over the place to say, oh, this is all I'm going to do and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how I feel with the construction industry. Like, it's a very, like, it's a hard world to be in, a male dominated world.
It is.
There's a lot that comes with that job, and I'm just like, do I really want to
put your foot back in the pool? Yeah.
Just because I'm a woman? And it's exhausting.
It's a lot of things to take in consideration.
Yeah.
Ari says, I'm looking for a job soon, but I couldn't find anyone hiring 14. Oh, yeah. And you probably have to get a work permit. I know I started working at 16 in Georgia, and I had to get a worker's permit from my school and from my parents. They had to sign it.
I'm trying to think in California. I don't remember. I think you can work when you're 16.
Mm-hmm. I had to wait till I was 16, though.
Yeah, I know you have to wait till you're 16.
But honey, don't be in a hurry to get a job. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Enjoy the not having to work part. Like, for real. I know it's hard. You don't want to hear that, as I wouldn't want to hear it either. But to not have to clock in somewhere is also a blessing.
Yeah. That's what I tell my kids too. I'm like, enjoy it now.
Enjoy it. Because there's going to come a day when you have to and you don't really want to.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why it's important to put yourself in a position where you can really just do what makes you happy every day, because then it won't really have to feel like work, you know?
Yes, definitely.
But it's hard to scale a handmade business. Like, it's just you and that needle, you know what I'm saying? And even if you can pump one out in 3 hours, that's still one every 3 hours, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm learning. That's what I've been learning, because I just recently started doing this. That I'm not going to become a billionaire off crochet handmade items, and that's okay, you know? Maybe I should write some patterns. Rest of it. Hey.
Hi. There you are.
We got booted. I think maybe, I don't know what it is, because we have reached our hour. I think maybe after going live for an hour, you get booted, because this happened to me last night too. So I'm going to read the fine print.
Maybe. I've never done it before, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm just learning as I go, to be frank with you. So we're gonna do an hour check and like let's see our progress. In an hour, I've made these two things, and I'm not really impressed with myself. I don't feel like I did much. Let's see. You've gotten so much more done than me. It's not even funny.
And I
Because when
don't
you
feel like
started, it was like nothing.
I started the second row, but yeah.
It looks so good. I love those colors together.
I know, it's really, really pretty. I like it a lot.
And it's like gender neutral too, you know?
Yes. I try to, but I have someone just requested a pink baby blanket, so I gotta go get that solid pink now.
Nice. I'm definitely a sucker for pink.
I like green. I love
Yeah.
green.
Yeah. Are you a plant mom?
I try. I'd like to say I am, but
I kill plants. Thankfully, my boyfriend doesn't.
yeah, like the garden we have, chickens. So that's all my husband. He plants. I'm just like, you need me to water today? Okay.
I love it. Okay, Azar says, I just mentioned that I'm 19 and have been looking for a full-time job for a while now. I've been part-time for a few months, but not many people are willing to hire. Oh, wow.
That's tough right now.
It is. When I was 16, I got a job at Arby's, and I worked at Arby's for 7 years. So that was my first job, and I loved working at Arby's.
Yeah.
Because the food was good. It wasn't like super fried foods. You know what I'm saying? It was like working at a deli, the fast food restaurant. And they treated us really well. When I got hired, I got paid significantly more than minimum wage than I was supposed to because I was working for a franchise. So I think I just got really fortunate at 16 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I used to work at, God, it feels like ages ago, but Victoria's Secret. It was funny.
Nice.
My friend, Joycelyn, she was going for an interview and she was like, oh yeah, like you want to come? Like it's a group interview. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I got the job and she did it. So she was like, hey.
How's the discount though? Is it like 30%?
The discount was good. God, I can't even remember how much it was, but the sweet part was whenever a new bra got launched, we would, depending if your store did good, we would either get it for free or we would get it for $10 because we had to be able to give personal testimony. So we had to
the customer.
we had to be able to speak on it to the customer to sell it. But that was the sweet part. And then it got to the point where I'm like, I don't need another bra. So then I would give it to my mom and my sister. So when I quit, they were like, we got to pay for bras now? Like, they were happy.
That's hilarious. Because they do have, I mean, I don't buy from Victoria's Secret, but they have beautiful, they have beautiful product, needless to say.
Yeah, I don't even buy from them anymore. Now that I'm older, I'm just like, for it.
I'm frogging because I can't count and talk.
I like it.
Look how much I'm frogging. The joys of crochet.
I was like, I need something simple that I don't really have to count on because I cannot count and talk at the same time.
The first time I did crochet and hydrate, I just made a bucket hat in one color. I was like, I can do this. I can whip this up really fast and I won't have to use my brain. 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
I cannot
Gonna do
count.
a blanket. Take another rabbit. And I'm like, that is too much counting. Increase, decrease rows. I'm like, I cannot do that. Sorry, dear.
Yeah. Whenever I have to do amigurumi, I literally write down like however many rows I need and write all the numbers down. Then as I go, I check it off because my mind is at 100 million places. Like I can't just like focus on this. Like, I don't know, I might put this down, eat some chips, or I might go to the bathroom. My baby is going crazy over here. I can't do it unless I'm literally checking the rows off as I go.
Yeah, I have a notepad that I keep next to my nightstand, and that's what I use as my little check mark. And then when I'm doing like a new pattern that I haven't done before, that's when I'm like, nobody come in the room, nobody talk to me, like daddy's in charge, mom's not here.
I'm the same way. My boyfriend is home on the weekend. I'm like, can I go in the other room by myself? He's like, are you learning a new pattern? I'm like, yes. He's like, okay, we'll be out here. I just need like 3 hours. I just need to concentrate for 3 hours. Because once I get this part down, then I'm good. Because some of those.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Some of those crochet tutorials are really like hard to follow. Like you have to really like pause, rewind. You know what I'm saying? Focus and like pause it. Because like what they do is they'll tell you what the row is and they'll say, okay, rows 9 through 18 are this stitch, go. And then they'll cut it and go right to row 18. You're like, oh snap. Pause. Yeah. Now I'm sitting here doing 9 rows of whatever it is that we're supposed to be doing. Let's see. I write them down as I go. Yep. Ari knows.
Yep.
Ari knows knows the vibes. I have to. Otherwise, there's no way, honey.
I thought I could the first time I did. I'm like, oh, I could do this. And then after the 5th, mommy, I was like, I cannot. Frog. I can't do it.
I know the feeling.
But now they know. Like if they walk in or something, I'll be like, 1, 2. I'll just start counting super loud and they're like, oh, okay, wait.
I always anticipate before my boyfriend says something to me. Like I could feel the energy or like at the corner of my eye. I'm like, are you looking at my directions? Are you about to say something to me? And then like as I'm giving him that look, like, are you about to say something to me? He's like, you're counting, aren't you? And I'm like shaking my head yes without actually verbally responding. No, so he knows the drill. I actually was fortunate. I sold a sweater today. I made you've probably seen this, the sunset.
Oh yes. Oh, you sold that? Beautiful.
I sold it, yeah. I actually bought this orange for this cardigan because I wasn't sure what direction we were gonna go in. But she only wanted the yellow. And then as I was working it up and I was editing it down, I was like, I don't think it needs the orange. I think it's just fine the way it is. So I'm like, no, now that I have this orange, and I usually don't care for orange or it makes me think about jail. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I gotta do something with this orange, and I'm not gonna think about jail as I'm talking about it. And this is gonna be great.
Thanks. Up in summer, it's a fun, bright color. So
thank you. That's what I need to hear.
Not jail.
There are children listening, so we're gonna keep it real PG. It's so funny. But it's so nice to connect with somebody from my time era. Sometimes I feel like the old lady in the room. Like I'm like referencing like stuff from the 90s, and I'm like, I think probably know what the heck I'm talking about.
With all the new music coming out, I'm like, wait, that beat isn't new. Like that was the jam back in the day. Like
roller skating rank. I know this song.
Yes. I was just a second. This isn't fresh. This isn't new.
Yep, it's recycled. They've sampled our youth and gave it back to us in our 30s.
I know. Some of them,
they just fed us what we've already had.
I'm like, okay, I could get behind this one. Like,
they know we like it. They're like, well, they liked it then. True. Love it now. Oh man, yeah. I feel the same about music, needless to say. But now I often find myself listening to like the lo-fi, you know what I'm saying? No words, just kind of like, just beats.
Instrumental beats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially with the baby.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of classical and like Hawaiian ukulele, like all that stuff. I love it. It's just so relaxing to me.
Yep. do like a cool, easy vibe.
But I listen to everything.
Yeah.
Like I listen to a little bit of everything.
I like you too. I'm a big, I definitely love live music. I used to be a huge concert goer
Me too.
before the world came to a close.
High school, the little clubs that like high schoolers could go to and watch the live band at like the Fishnet Arms and the Dickies. Yeah, that was me.
I love that. I love that. The vibe is always good. And it's just cool to people watch and see what other kind of people like the kind of music you like. Because you'd be surprised at the people that you find out there. Same, I love music. Ari, Alice in Crochet Wonderland, which is a great name. I love that. Hello, nice to meet you, Alice. I'm a big Alice fan.
Yeah, my husband helped me come up with the name. So it was either the Psycho Stitch or the Mad Stitcher instead of the Mad Hatter.
I love that.
They're actually both pretty damn good.
Those are really good.
I asked my niece, I'm like, which one do you think? Because she's turning 21. So I'm like, what is cool and hip? And she's like, the Psycho Stitch. She's like, because it sounds like B. And I was like, all right.
It is. I love your name. It's so cool. I like people that can make fun of themselves a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Because I am definitely a big kid. I still watch Hey Arnold and Cat Dog. No shame in my game. I love Doug Funny.
Have you ever Gravity Falls? That
My favorite conspiracy theory cartoon. Gravity Falls.
12-year-old is like obsessed with it. Like we'll watch it sometimes with her and like we just look at each other like me and my husband were like, what?
It's for adults.
Disney. Yeah.
It is. Because the symbolism in it is definitely it's aimed towards kids, but there's not a double meaning in that cartoon.
Yeah. When we finally sat down and watched it with her, we were like, what's happening right now? And now we watch it.
And then Gravity Falls crossed with Rick and Morty, right?
I don't know.
There's an episode in Rick and Morty. What is that character from Gravity Falls? That's the all-seeing eye with the top hat.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I can't
remember. There was an image of him in an episode of Rick and Morty because the makers of Rick and Morty and Gravity Falls are friends. Trust me, I'm big into cartoons. So now I'm going to find you the screenshots. Alice said she's from Japan. Wow. All the way from Japan. That's amazing.
Oh, Japan? Wow.
That's amazing. That makes me so happy. Wow.
Look at that. Coming together over crochet.
No, all over the world. That's beautiful. Yeah, I love Gravity Falls. I love Chowder. I love Ed, Ed, and Eddie. Courage the Cowardly Dog has a special place in my heart.
I remember Ed, Ed, and
Bill
Eddie.
Cipher. Ari with the win.
Oh, God. I wear glasses, so I'm like squinting to read because I would try to do my glasses and you could just see like the ring light. I'm like, this is not gonna work.
I don't wear mine either. That's so funny you say that. Mine are over there and I'm like, every time I wear them in the ring light, I'm like, this looks ridiculous.
I like lowered my setting. I'm like, maybe I lower it. And I was like, it's not gonna work.
Bill, okay, Ari, I see you over there. And Ari is 14. So Ari knows what's going on. That makes me so happy. There's a lot of people, like people of that age range, they don't watch cartoons from our time because there's their generation of cartoons that came up behind us. But yeah, I think my favorite though, if I had to choose one, I love Adventure Time.
I don't know if I ever watched that. I think I watched it like here and there, but I never really like watched it.
I love Adventure Time. If you had to pick one, which one would you pick?
I'm kind of a classic. Like I loved like Tom and Jerry, honestly. Like I'm more of like that. And I did love Rugrats. Like Rugrats was the thing to watch.
Yeah, you're right. I love Rugrats too. Yeah, but I mean, you can't go wrong with Tom and Jerry. I mean, come on. That's like kings of cartoons right there.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, kind of old school.
I love that.
Amazing World of Gumball, Rugrats. Rugrats was tight. See, Rugrats was.
Oh, I do love Gumball too. I don't understand how he has a fish for a brother and why that fish is out of water. But other than that, I love the show. You know what other cartoon that was a little bit dicey? I went back to watch it as an adult, was Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh, yes.
There were so many like references to adult things. Let's just say adult things in that cartoon that were masked. And as a child, you know, it was just a cartoon. You don't think twice about it. But as I go back to watch it as an adult, I'm like, they're referring to,
Yeah.
you know, I didn't catch any of this as a child. So it's just funny to go back and watch it with a different set of eyes as you're older, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. When I watch The Simpsons too, I'm just like, how did my parents let me watch this all the time?
Every night.
Like clockwork, every night we would watch this.
Me too, every night. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, that's
My cousins weren't allowed to. They weren't allowed to watch that.
Yeah. I had a lot of friends that weren't either. And like the same thing, like I listen to like Janet Jackson now, and I'm like, how did my mom take me to see Janet Jackson when I was like 13 years old?
Wow, what an experience. You got to see Janet. That's a
Yeah.
once in a lifetime thing. That's amazing.
It was great. But now as an adult and I listen to her, I'm just like,
She puts on quite a show at her shows, from what I understand.
she was
She
amazing.
she was probably put on a great performance, needless to say. He grew up out of water from Gumball's love. See, I didn't know that. I feel like you're telling me stuff I don't know because I had no idea. What? I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch Gumball now. I definitely overanalyze cartoons. It's true.
Yeah, now as an adult, I do that. And then I'm like, wait a second, I can't watch this with the kids in the room.
Yeah, yeah. My oldest son is 8 years old and he loves the Cleveland Show, and I'm like, oh god. I'm talking about 5 and 6 years old asking me if he could watch the Cleveland Show, and I'm like, oh my god, the Cleveland Show is so risque.
Yeah.
I don't need you going around and saying all the things that you're hearing from the Cleveland Show, son. But it's so funny because I don't know if you've ever seen when Family Guy did the Star Wars crossover. That's his only understanding of Star Wars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he doesn't know Star Wars outside of Family Guy. And then when I tried to play Star Wars for him, he's like, Mommy, I don't watch this. And I'm like, but he wants to watch that Family Guy Star Wars episode on repeat. And I'm like, that's so funny how his generation, their understanding of Star Wars is going to come from Family Guy or other, you know, pop culture references before it even actually comes from the source. And I thought that was just interesting. And he still to this day is like, Mom, this is like old. Do I have to watch this? I'm like, oh my gosh. But we did it. I did it with my parents when my dad wanted us to watch A Wonderful Life. I was like, Dad, this is like black and white. Like,
my dad watches that movie every single year. And I'm like, Dad, you're killing me.
you know what I'm talking about.
I was like, oh, all right.
That and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Were you forced to watch that as a child? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but I wasn't forced to watch it, thankfully. But oh God, what's the other Christmas one? It's like my
A Christmas Story?
Yes. I don't know how I did forgot.
You'll shoot your eye out.
Yes, that one every single year.
That's my mom's favorite, A Christmas Story.
I've grown to love that one, but It's a Wonderful Life, I'm like, oh, I guess.
And it's a long one too.
Yes. Appreciating the song. I'm like, well, I'm gonna miss this one day, so I try to
Yeah,
enjoy
it's
it.
true. Tis true. So when you crochet, are there any from YouTube? Are there any creators or like people that you go to first or channels that you prefer over others? Because I'm trying to
Honestly, no,
discover
just
as much as I
because,
can.
yeah, I don't really have like a specific, just I'll be think to myself, okay, I want to make this today, and I'll just kind of watch different videos, see, the little tweaks here and there, and then I just kind of do like a collective of what I feel is going to look best for the design that I'm trying to get at the end of it. So I don't know if that's good or bad. Like,
No, I mean that's good because you make something original at the end of it.
I feel like I don't though, because I feel like I'm kind of cheating and taking a bunch of different ideas.
Let's see. Ari says my sister would say the P word from watching Jeffy on YouTube. So definitely watch what they're watching. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why I watch so many cartoons as an adult because I have to screen it first. And then she
Yeah.
says Hooked by Robin. Oh, Hooked by Robin. I want to do Hey Hey Crochets. I want to do her heart vest. And just recently she put out that Reglan that has the zigzag pattern in it.
Oh,
So
huh.
I think I'm gonna head over to her page for the next one, whatever the next one is, because I want to do that Reglan in a cotton. I think it would be so pretty.
Yeah, that would be really pretty.
So 51 squares, and I'm gonna try to work up the sleeves in that central knitting machine. And I'm gonna use it. I know it's a machine, but I don't feel good about not using it. And I feel like worst case scenario, if I use it for the sleeves, it's not like the end of the world. It's not like it was completely,
Yeah.
I mean, machine made. Um, and I think it'll give it some interest because it'll be like half knit, half crochet. So when I do that, I think I'm gonna record the footage and like maybe turn it into a reel because I think it's so satisfying to watch the
Mm-hmm.
central knitting machine videos where they're whipping it up and you just watch it go
Yeah.
around and around. I love those videos, like in fast forward mode.
Very soothing. I watch those.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna use that as an opportunity to get some good footage because I definitely want to use it.
Yeah, you have it. You might as well
Yeah.
get out of it.
Well, we've definitely gone over our allotted time. I don't know if you want to stay on longer or what you want to do.
Well, I think I gotta get showers going with my monsters.
It's getting that time.
Getting that time, get them in the shower, get them ready for bed. 7:35 for me here.
Oh, nice. That's right. The time difference.
Yeah, my kids are slow pokes too. I'm constantly like, hurry up, come on, move it. Why don't you have clothes on? Put your pajamas on.
Get it going. Let's get it going. Let's get it going.
Dogs around. Like, someone put these dogs away for a minute. You go get clothes on.
I love this part of the day because it's like, go to sleep. I will refill your bottle. Look, that's why I'm like, maybe we should get off because I know I have to refill his bottle. I will refill your bottle and you're going to go back to sleep.
Yeah,
But it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for spending the time. We're going to do one last check because I've definitely embarrassed myself today. I frog, so this is where I'm at. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. I wish I could like reach through the screen and touch it.
so soft. I'm telling you, I'm gonna break down one day. Maybe if they have a really, really good sale, I'll break down one day and just buy a bunch and make an adult size one.
That's a good idea, definitely. Please share. I want to see it. You got me motivated to, because I have some Bernat up there. I gotta bring myself to use it. It's hard to see the stitches in it too.
It is. It's really hard, but it goes up super fast, and it's just filling. A lot of it is just filling.
That's what somebody else told me I need to fill for the stitches, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna figure this out? But I think I can do it. You got me motivated now.
All right.
So thank you for joining me. Have a good night.
As well. Thank you. Bye.
Of course. Bye.